Wait on
Okay.
you.
Meeting call to order. Joey, do you have an invitation for us?
Heavenly Father, as we meet this afternoon, we just give you thanks for so many things, for the great county that we have the privilege of living in. Father, as we discuss the business of the county this afternoon, I pray, Lord, that you would just instill in us great wisdom to do the best thing that for the county that we need to do. Lord, we just give you great thanks once again. We thank you for all of our county employees and what they do for the citizens of this county, especially our law enforcement personnel, public safety personnel. And Lord, we just give you great thanks, and I ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Yeah. Before we get started, if y'all have not heard, Teresa Garcia has left Lynn Westmoreland's office and is now going to be our district representative for Georgia Department of Economic Development. She started yesterday.
Can we take from that Lynn is not going to be the new Speaker of the House?
Well, I don't know what you take from that, Lynn. Lynn's still going to run again, so that's all I know from her. But anyway, she has started. She probably really won't be on the board for another 2 or 3 weeks because she's going to be on a whirlwind tour through the state getting an introduction and orientation. Anyway. Okay, first item is airport hangars. And we're talking about 3, two hangars, 100 by 100 corporate hangars, and then the 1 10-unit jumbo T hangar. Have a bid on there that was submitted by, well, there were several bids. BM and K was the low bidder at $992,648. Our airport consultant is recommending that we award the bid to BM and K Construction for that. And I do know that they have checked out BM and K as to whether they were a good source or not.
These bids, are they in line with what we thought they were going to be?
Yes, we were thinking it would be about $1 million, or a little over $1 million. So
it came in a little less.
This is a little bit less. These 3 hangars, of course, the jumbo T, we do have enough people on the waiting list, assuming they all commit when contacted. We have enough people on the waiting list to fill that. And one of the, with the corporate hangars being built, one of those will be occupied by our airport mechanic, Ben, which frees up another 2, because he's been renting two existing hangars, and he will give those up and be paying rent on his hangar. So we do have enough, and basically, if you look at ad valorem taxes and rent from a fully leased out facility, it pays for itself in about 14 months. So, and that, you know, it helps all the citizens of the county because it reduces taxes, provides taxes for not only Board of Education but also the county.
What's construction time?
They're going to stagger the construction on the 3. The T hangars will be the first one built because that will allow us to finish it in time before the end of the year. Before Christmas is actually the targeted date on that, so that folks that are on the waiting list can transfer their planes beginning the beginning of the year, and we should be able to get their ad valorem taxes as of January 1.
Are there any logistics in them moving their planes as far as giving up leases? Do they have the time to?
That's why we want to do it before the end of the year too, because generally airports do it on a calendar year basis,
Okay.
and they can.
So they would know far enough in advance to be able to
give appropriate notice and move out.
Okay.
Or planes like cars, so if the plane is registered in Harris County on January 1, then the tax
House.
house. Then we, as of January 1, we get the taxes for that year. Yes. That's another good reason.
That's another. That one's first, and then the two corporate hangars will follow that. So, anyway, that's the recommendation. Something we'd already talked about before. Had kind of given, let's proceed up to this step. So.
How many planes can be housed in one of the smaller 100 by 100?
It's going to
I know
depend
it's
how you
size.
configure the inside of it, frankly. But what we plan on doing with these, not bins, but the second one, will be just a base facility, unless we do rent it. The corporation that was looking at this is not going to come here. But we can reconfigure the inside of it later.
Okay.
Martha's, it depends on the plane size certainly,
Yeah.
but probably 3 to 4 planes can be put in there. I know Ben has said he could, one of his constraints now is he doesn't have a place to put the planes he's working on. Now he can get 4, maybe even 5, depending on the size of the planes, inside and be working on them. So if he gets to a point and has to order a part for one, he can. So that is the that's the I think everything on that one. And the airport committee has recommended this to the Board of Commissioners for approval. And I would entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the bid of EMK.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Raise your hand. Okay, motion carries unanimously. Okay, the next item is the airport hangar and taxi lane development, and this goes along with, or it's a second part to the new taxiway that we have also have to vote on. The same company has the low bid on both of these, which is good because then they can just work and coordinate the two different things. This particular one is just really doing the grading and paving around the hangars and then connecting with the taxiway. There'll be one and a stub, and perhaps a stub coming off of the taxiway over toward the hangar areas. So this will allow that. And this came in, the low bid was Alexander Contracting out of Fortson, Georgia. And it's $5,500,510. And that is also recommended too. So I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we accept Alexander Contracting Company's bid of $500,510.
We got a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion.
And once again, this come in about where we thought.
Yes, and in addition to this, the stub end, it really will handle the next expansion too, so we would go to the next expansion down the line. So then that would relieve that cost. We wouldn't have to do it for the next one.
So all the paving is going to be done at one time, is what you're saying?
Not all of it, because there'll still be a couple pads on this next section. But the approach into that will have been done, and then there will be some paving done around the apron around.
And is this done, the paving done after the hangars are completed?
This will probably be done perhaps concurrently with, or maybe even before, because the taxiway, they have the notice to proceed has been issued by DOT with an official start date of October the 5th, which is Monday. Although DOT had said we're not going to visit down there, so we've actually already started doing some of the erosion control and stuff around getting them set. So yeah, so it will it will fit in with that. Any other discussion or questions? All right, all in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. Okay, the next one is the taxiway relocation, which we're required to do federally. And by the way, John Taylor has reviewed all of these, and there were a couple of small changes made to it that he has recommended them also from a legal standpoint. I apologize for not mentioning that earlier. This is for the taxiway relocation. Construction phase service and value engineering, and it is at $233,843, which is part of the 2.7 million plus that the total thing is going to cost. 95% of this will be paid for by FAA and GDOT Aviation, so the county only pays 5%.
So 95% of the 2.7.
Yeah. It's 133,000, I think, is the county's portion. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but yes.
These engineering services sure are expensive.
Yes, they are. That they are.
See, after retirement, this is what you should be doing.
I'm no engineer.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we proceed.
Okay, got a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Question.
Yes.
This wasn't required to go out on bid?
No. This is from my airport.
This is from the consultant, and it's part of the total cost that has to also have been approved by GDOT.
Our agreement with the consultant includes these separate task orders for the separate projects, that they have to give us another little agreement for each task.
Yeah.
So this is basically like an invoice, comparatively.
It's really approval of a subcontract more
Yes.
than anything.
Yes.
Because the 2.7 million plus has already been approved by both FAA and GDOT Aviation, and these are part of that 2.7 plus million. So
it's not in addition to?
it's not in addition to. No. Any other questions, discussion? All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. The next one is Washington Road improvements. The bid opening was yesterday, or the day before? Right.
20,
Early this week.
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
2
okay.
days. 3.
It came in, we had three bids that came in. It actually came in a little, I guess we were looking at around $1 million, and it came in a little over that, at $1,098,338.99. Robinson Paving.
Sure it's better than the other two.
Very much
Yeah.
better than the other two. And there is also and we don't have to deal with that today, moving the poles.
No,
Georgia
that's a
Power.
separate ballgame.
That's a different thing. Their bid came in at, though if you read the email, came in a little over $80,000, about $81,000. Although we have potential on that to reduce it, it's $8,000 per pole. So we have potential to reduce it by up to 4 poles, which would save us $32,000. That's a separate thing, but it is part of. It's not included in this total here on
No.
Washington Road.
This is just the work on the road.
When there was an estimate of the $1 million for Washington Road, was that estimate including the poles?
No,
Okay, that was almost like that.
it was not.
Do we know why this came in more than what we estimated?
It's just the cost of the.
No, it's just the way the bids
Yeah.
came in.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was anything we could pinpoint to know next
We,
time or something.
well, the only thing I can tell you is that Robinson Paving,
Petroleum prices are coming down.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Robinson Paving is someone that we feel like we can work with. much better than the others, and we may be able to get some additional, some savings below that, but this is what their bid was.
And that was just a very basic guesstimate based on distance, I believe. And one part of the problem with this is there's logistic problems with the road.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of.
It's not an easy road to pave.
No.
So it's not the cost of paving necessarily, it's the difficulty.
It's, well, there's some grading and cut sloping that has to be done that was
Earth
more
moving.
than more than we thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
We also had to, there's some cost in there because we agreed that Cry would get the old road, have dirt put on top of it and whatnot, and so that's part of it. And I think also part of it is, Michael Brown is, he's still fairly new as road supervisor, and this is one area where an engineer would help us a lot, because the engineer would probably have better distances and estimates. So, that's all part of it.
Thank you, yeah, just trying to learn.
Yeah, well, that's right. So, but this is it, they're ready to start immediately. We do not have a completion date for sure on that one. Unfortunately, the time frames, I think, were 180 days, which is 6 months. And weather's gonna have an effect on that. My feeling is we can get it started and get a good part of it moving, at least we still have a little egg on our face, but it shows progress.
And that's what they talked about at the pre-bid meeting. They said that 30 days was next to impossible.
Yeah.
But they were warned.
Yeah, and I think, and here again is where Robinson may give us a little bit of an advantage, because
Oh, yeah.
they're local and they may be able to beat that a little bit. So. But that's what it is. At least we have a number now that Washington Road folks want to know. If we approve this, we can say we are spending over $1 million on their behalf.
I move that we approve it, Robinson.
A second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion on that? All in favor, please signify by raising your hand.
Can they start this afternoon?
No.
No, Monday.
Monday morning's
We still
fine.
have to do the contract signing and all the bonds and that kind of stuff before they can actually start work.
Okay, and then the last item on the agenda is, we also had 3 roads, Davis Lake Road, Hamilton Mulberry Grove Road, and Winfrey Road. And then the addition of Madison Way, which was not on the list originally, but supposedly is in horrible shape. But those would be done by LMIG funds, which is approaching $600,000, and then the TIA-SPLOST money, and then a small amount of fund balance, which Greg then plans that the year after this we would probably do less than we get from TIA-SPLOST and LMIG, so that we would begin to recover some of these fund balance.
Greg recommended that we drop Davis Lake
Yeah,
Road.
and Greg has recommended that we drop, was it Davis Lake? Okay.
Oh,
Delete, delete,
yeah, don't include Madison.
Madison or Davis Lake, because they're smaller, and, just to try and keep it in line, that puts us down about little over $1.1 million.
Okay, you mentioned 600,000 in LMIG. Do we know how much we have in T-SPLOST?
That comes in almost $1 million a year. It depends on, it's a tax thing, so we've been getting actually about 960,000, I think is what, we've been averaging about $80,000 a month.
Just trying
Now,
to
there
figure
is-
out how much we have in T-SPLOST.
Yeah, there is a possibility, well, there's not.
I was hoping it'd be 100,000 a month.
It's a yeah, that's what we were hoping initially, but taxes haven't been quite that much. But, the economy is improving, there's more money coming in. And with the new fuel tax thing, there's some hope that should begin to maybe boost that up a little bit also. LMIG, in all probability, we will have an increase next year in those funds by a minimum of 50%, which would be another $300,000 on top of that, and it could be even double. I think probably for the first step, it would at least go up to that $300,000.
Is there a way to do some work on Madison Way? There's only about 100 feet, the rest of it's pretty good shape.
There's a half mile total anyway.
Where
Is
is
there
Madison?
some-
Is that in your district?
Right, no, it's in Joey's district. You go down by the dollar store.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I rode over there and really it was pretty, except for that,
That one.
I'm just
one
guessing
spot
it was about 100
Okay,
feet.
That's a fairly new road.
Yeah.
I know, and the rest of it seemed to be okay except that one patch. And I'm just guessing that it was about 100 feet. And it was in pretty bad shape.
Okay.
What is the warranty that pavers give us?
New roads are 4 years,
Okay.
4-year bond.
How about?
It's probably been 4 years.
Because there's houses back there not that old.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Well.
But I just wondered if there was some way that we
Check
could.
that.
I can, but I think we've already passed that bond date.
I imagine we have, I imagine it's already been looked at, but let's double check that, and then certainly, if we need to do some kind of patching on that front part.
And I don't know if our new $40,000 machine does that or
Well,
not.
it can,
So,
I would hope so.
it can,
And that's the first thing I thought of when I drove over there.
okay, yeah, if you
If
would.
we could see that. Now, y'all refresh my memory on Fortune Hole.
Fortune Hole will be put, in next year's list, not this year's, and I think it will be
That's-
the only one.
That's the list y'all looking at on Tuesday.
On Tuesday night,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But y'all tabled action on that based on what kind of cost we're gonna get on these roads to give us some kind of indication of cost.
Okay, and there's one, and I've not ridden it, but I've gotten pictures of it. There's one area, I think, on Fortune Hole, and I don't know if that can be patched
It's
or
right
not.
here, Winfrey, and that's
I think it
supposedly
can.
being looked at already.
Yeah, I've been communicating with Mike on that, and he,
Okay, good.
in fact, he may be doing something, he may have already done something. At least gotten started on a little bit
Okay.
of some of the worst parts.
Yeah, I had gotten a call on that one too, so they've taken yeah.
And I think he has plans to do more, but he's gonna do some stopgap kind of.
Stopgap, and then next year, if we approve this Tuesday night, it is, I think, the only one being recommended
It's Fortune Hole.
is Fortune Hole for next year, again, to allow us to catch up.
How about Lick Skillet?
Lake Skillet is, it will then be the year after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I knew that
it's-
was concerning.
It's not being
last week.
left, dropped off of it.
We're getting ahead of our LB funds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was
That's
discussed
what it
last
is,
meeting,
yeah.
and
Lake
I've
Skillet,
just
Calhoun,
haven't read it yet.
which is part, is Calhoun yours too, there's Jim's.
Calhoun's
okay.
Jim's.
Calhoun and mine,
And yours.
mine is Jim's, so, that will be the next year, and then probably, well, I imagine we'll then pick up these other ones. But that we vote on Tuesday night, but this is for this current village. And, again, Robinson paving is the low one here. And, so while they're marshaling all their stuff in Harris County, they can do this with these
there
also.
should be some economies of scale.
Yeah. So I would entertain a motion on this.
Move that we accept the bid from Robinson Paving for the paving of Hamilton, Mulberry Grove, and Winfrey.
All right? Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah. Are you deleting Davis Lake Road completely, or is moving it to next year?
It will be moved to next year.
Y'all vote on that when
Yeah.
we go back on it again.
As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
probably we ought to discuss that, just to have it in the records Tuesday night.
Tuesday. Mhm.
So,
Because these same little pricing down here are given for your reflection on that road, on those roads.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by raising your hand. Motion carries. All right. Anything else that needs to come before this body today? Thank y'all again for being here, and I apologize for being late. In Columbus, and my car said, "You're out of gas."
Speaks loud and
When
clear.
the light comes on and says, "Fuel very low." I had to stop. Okay, well then, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, motion second, all in favor? All right.